I've watched quite a few of El Jefe's videos, and he's always like, okay, if I'm trying to game, not every single bud or wireless headphone is going to have that ultra low latency. And that's what you're looking at, right? Because you need to have that ultra low latency if you fire off a gun and you hear that shot or someone's
Yeah.
coming up behind you or what's going on. So I'm always interested when you talk about your ultra low latency in your buds, because I'm like, if you spend, $100, $200, $300, maybe even more on a pair of headphones, you want it to be well rounded in everything you do.
Yeah.
At least I do. I don't necessarily have money to drop into like 5 different headphones for 5 different things.
Yeah. Yeah, but you'd be surprised at how many companies don't take that seriously. And that's kind of why we test it. Like, I don't do the scientific tests like some of the other guys out here that are doing that stuff. I'm playing it by ear because I do play like Call of Duty on mobile to really test that stuff out. And I can hear it. Like I can watch and hear the difference when I fire a gun and it's not there. And low latency mode is something you rarely see on headphones. It's something, yeah. So when I tell people, like, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the XM4, I'm like, you better wire them up to your phone if you're going to be playing mobile, because you're going to get latency. Like, I'm sorry, even though they're 400 or whatever it is, they don't have that. They just don't. So that's something you definitely got to watch out for.
So really quickly, I think this is a great opportunity. We talked a little bit about, like, on our own channels, Rojas and myself, what is latency when it comes to, your network connection, when it comes to Wi-Fi and that stuff. But what is low latency when it comes to headphones?
I don't know what it is on a number wise. I think it was like 0.04 or 0.004 milliseconds, something like level,
that. For the average person to understand, what is low latency mode when you're looking at a headphone?
Oh, it's mostly just where the delay between, like, if you're watching a video, it's the delay between somebody speaking and you seeing it and you actually hearing it. So it'll, instead of it sounding like an old kung fu flick where their mouth is moving, but the sound is coming later, you don't want any of that. So and then for gaming, it becomes more pronounced, especially if it's competitive gaming. Yeah. It gets worse. Like if you're just playing stuff like Asphalt or like whatever, like casual games, it's like really not a big deal because that's normally how I do it. But when I start playing like something like Call of Duty, then you can really notice it, like PUBG or Fortnite. You can really notice that stuff. And if you're competitive, then you want to make sure you buy something that has it. The only bad part is some of the buds are locking their low latency to their own ecosystem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, I got one. I'm on my PS5, and my nephews love to freaking play Fortnite all the time. So now I love playing Fortnite all the time because of them. So I'm blaming them. But the PS5 has this mode that you could go Dolby or DTS. I have Sonos speakers. So it's not like I have cheapos. I got some real, I guess I got a good entertainment system.
Yeah.
When I turn on the PS5, I put it on that mode for my audio to use that. I open up Fortnite. I'm hitting the trigger to shoot, and then there is a definite delay. Like, I have to turn off the surround sound. It sucks because, like, I'll close and I've done this before. I'm like, let me just close my eyes and not even focus on the shooting and what I'm looking at, how I'm like, none of that. Let me just hit a bunch of buttons and see what happens, So yeah. and it's crazy because I could hear it all around the room, and it even above and below me. Like the way the sound hit was just incredible. The only problem is that I even tried it with the PS5's new 3D sound headsets. Same thing. It's the same lag, and I'm just like, at that point, is it, I guess the question is now, am I waiting for PlayStation to fix that lag, or am I just screwed at this point?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know exactly what the headset for PlayStation, what they're using. I'm assuming it's using Bluetooth, but I'm not 100% on it. It does have a dongle, so maybe it's running on radio frequency, but I'm not sure. But that processing, of it having to process it into that 3D audio kind of thing could be what's causing that problem. But yeah, I mean, it's something that is noticeable because I know I did notice it. But I noticed it when I was running a Bluetooth soundbar on the TV, and it was worse. Like the latency was worse. So, but I normally don't. Like, it was just a test that I want to see, how does the Bluetooth work with this TV that I'm testing out. And I was like, all right, I normally don't use soundbars. So now I use, it's actually wired in. I use bookshelves on the TV, So there's no delay at all because it's analog, like it's
Wow,
straight
yeah.
in. So, but that's something that can be an issue for people, at least for competitive gaming. For everything else, it wasn't a problem. Like when I was playing like Spider-Man, it's like it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
That's why you need the Xbox.
I know, right? Yeah. So no,
what
I got both. I just can't. I just don't have time to play them, man.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Headphone wise, what are you guys using, both of you, for gaming right now? I know that El Jefe said that he's doing some on his cell phone. Do you also game on your TV? Do you PlayStation or Xbox or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I mean, the Xbox, I don't have a bunch of games on it yet. I mean, I basically just downloaded my existing games like Red Dead and Forza 7. So I'm just waiting for some new games to hit that. On the PlayStation, I've just been playing Cyberpunk. Mostly that's what I've been kind of playing on the late night the last few weeks. I can say for the past week, I haven't had a crash. So that's very good.
Yes.
So for 1 week straight, I've been cool. But yeah, that's mostly what I've been playing. And then when I play on the PC, it would be stuff like either Assassin's Creed or like I would play Star Trek Online a lot.
Oh, Star Trek.
How is that game?
So Star Trek Online is a grind, man. So it's cool. Like if you're a Star Trek person, then it's awesome for that, for the lore. But it can be a grind because you have to like grind up, go through missions, you have to level up so you can get better ships, and it's just
That's exciting.
there's some confusing things. They use like 8 different types of currency, which is a real like, what are you guys doing? So it's to make it like an immersive experience, but it's just like they were just making different currencies for the sake of making different currencies, and it just gives me a headache.
Yeah, that sounds like
Yeah. So, but aside from that, I mean, that's what I usually do. Xbox a little bit if I want to play some racing games right now, because I don't have a bunch of games, but mostly just been on the PS5 lately.
But what are you using for your headphones when you're playing those ones? Do you have a specific headphones that you use for those?
Well, if I'm on the PC, I'm using either these right here, the Sennheisers, or my Fostex. But on the PS5, if I have to wear headphones, I use the Sony ones that come with it. But for the most part, I rarely wear headphones when playing games. Like I'll play with speakers on and just kind of be in the room with it.
Right. What about yourself, Digi?
I'm playing Xbox Series X. I don't have a PlayStation, unfortunately. But Warzone, I mean, Call of Duty probably every weekend. Madden, hockey. I have what else did I just download? The new Call of Duty I downloaded last night. And again, I don't play a lot. I don't have a lot of time to play, but when I do, it's usually late night Warzone, and then sometimes some sports games, hockey.
And what are you rocking with your headphones if you had to pick for your Xbox? What would you rock?
I'm actually using the Pandas for my headset.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, and it
And
works.
how do you find out with the latency?
I haven't noticed any, but I play Warzone. That's as hard as I'm going on an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's been fine.